Cardinals went 8-8 last season, took linebacker Zaven Collins out of Tulsa with the 16th overall pick, then snagged Purdue receiver Rondale Moore in the second round. Certainly has some big play potential, followed by the player who threw a shoe last season, Florida DB Marco Wilson. Ryan, what grade are you giving the Cardinals in this draft?
I gave him a B, Akeem, and you mentioned Zaven Collins up at the top. I love his game. He was up to 270 in recent weeks, so we'll see where they play him. That'll be interesting, but he was off ball. He can line up anywhere in that defense. He's not an edge rusher by trade, but if that's where you want to play him, he has the athleticism to do that. So I like the fact that they're getting better on defense. You also mentioned Rondale Moore. Here's where I had the question. I love everything about Rondale Moore's game. 4'2", 940, 42-inch vertical, but he's only 5'7", and that sounds a lot like some guy named Andy Isabella, who you drafted in the second round 2 years ago. So are you giving up on him? Are you going to have those guys on the field at the same time? That'll be something to look out for. And the final name I'll mention is Marco Wilson, who you alluded to, Hakeem. Incredible athlete. He is, you mentioned the sort of the silly stuff that got him in trouble, but in terms of the way he plays, Emory, he has an edge to him, and he's a guy I feel like can get better as he gets to the NFL.
Yeah, he could be their QB too with how far he threw that shoe in that game against LSU. But you look at what they did later in the draft. James Wiggins out of Cincinnati, excellent pickup. Bearcat secondary is right up there with the Aztecs and what they can do. And Michael Manette, he has a wrestling background. He grew into his body at Penn State, so he's able to lock and turn these defenders as they're trying to rush. I also feel as though he's a smart football player. But yeah, you talk about the top end. They look at Zaven Collins probably in the same vision scope that they look at Chandler Jones. Yeah, he may not be the pass rusher by trades like you talked about, Ryan, but he is one that can play across the second level. He's able to drop back in coverage and make plays on the ball. So they got another versatile player along with Isaiah Simmons. And you look at what they've done in free agency defensively and on the other side of the ball with those free agents. So adding depth, number one, but also getting key playmakers. And if Rondale Moore is healthy, he's a guy that you can't keep off the field on offense or on special teams.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.